Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Lil Mo.
Lil Mo, what's happening?
Where have you been, Lil Mo?
Hey, we should have had more up here today since Angela Yee wasn't here. We should have had Mo fill in.
Do y'all ever have anybody filling in?
When we first started 10 years ago, well, damn near 11 years ago, now we used to have people come in when Angela Yee wasn't here.
Like, y'all got a chemistry that, like, is unbreakable. So I'm like, y'all don't need no fillings.
I ain't doing rumors no more, though. So I'm not doing. Look, we got to work at, like, we get to work whatever we get to work. We on time, right?
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
Damn.
So 5 minutes before we about to break, they be like, all right, Envy, you got to do rumors and news today. Now, mind you, I got to be in a zone to do the rumors and news, right? Especially dealing with him over here, right? I just can't do, like, I got to have my ish together. So I don't have my ish together. They just throw papers in front of me, so I'm reading stuff, and it's stupid stuff that I'm reading.
Yeah.
Like how I'm talking about, so-and-so got a divorce today, child.
Yeah.
He watches all that stuff. Don't listen to him. He loved that. He loved that Real Housewives
But you
stuff.
know what's crazy? Then the artists be getting mad when they do dumb shit. You got to talk about it.
Absolutely.
And they be like, they think they supposed to get a pass. That's why I was just like, yeah.
All the time.
You don't miss radio?
Not at all.
Really?
Because I told somebody the other week, I said, I think they used to just hire me just to fire me, just to be like, we fired Lil Mo. And they, don't disparage us on the internet. The fuck? I'm
You
not.
Charlamagne the same. How many times you got fired, Mo?
Shoot. The only person that didn't fire me was Thea. Like, I had to leave because Sylvia was like, listen, you need to go back on the road. And that was back in 02, 03, because that was after I had my daughter about to be 19.
So 3-4 times?
So every time I was on radio, how you get fired from your own podcast too?
Some people are great at it, though. You one of them people that's great in front of the microphone, Mo.
Thank you. I just think radio is real political, so I'm glad like podcasts are like, I could do that more because I just sometimes, I've learned how to change my rhetoric, but I used to just say whatever sometimes, and they be like, you're going to get in trouble. I'll be like, oh, well, it is what it is. It be the truth, though.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
You were one of the first people to do a podcast before the podcast thing went crazy. I remember you had you even had a set and everything.
Yeah.
In the city, me and the wife went and did your podcast.
Oh, yeah, I did it too.
You came through. Angela
absolutely.
came through. Y'all always show me love. That's why I'm just like, yo.
So what are you doing now? I see you doing music again. You're not doing TV. What is Mo
Hold
doing
on.
now?
Let's ask Mo how she doing first. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm in a different mental, emotional, financial, everything. Like I'm on a different level up right now. The pandemic was one of the best things that could have happened to me because, I'm part of the 4.0 club. So I've been running around the world since I was 15. So this whole year off, like this is the longest in my life I've ever sat down. I would have a whole baby and be outside 2 weeks later, be like, when she get her shots, we out, we on the road. So to finally have to like just literally sit your ass down and handle your business, I literally started everything from scratch, leveled up, and the glow is translucent. But I'm doing great. Like God is the greatest.
I'm glad to hear
about
that.
something so wild. I'm gonna need you, Mo.
Okay.
This is so left. I'm writing a book, right? Me and the wife writing a book together, right?
Yeah.
A relationship book. And yesterday we were talking about, who we wanted to write something in the book about our relationship and seen it. And I just thought, you've been there, ups and downs and lefts and right. You've been in my pool. You've been in my house.
And my kids to this day, because I told them I was coming to New York and they wanted to come. I said, y'all got football practice and this stuff is too expensive to be saying you want to go to New York. When can we go back to Uncle Envy's house? My daughter, Goddess, that's super introverted, that don't even like people, loves coming to your house.
I need you to write something. But Charlamagne wrote something really, really dope. So I'm gonna need you to write something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I revealed our relationship that we've had for the past 10 years. I don't know. Did they edit it? They kept it in?
We kept it just like that. Just like you did.
Okay,
Just
all right.
Like that. I'm gonna need you because you've been there for the whole thing. You've been the podcast. You've always came to support me. So I definitely want you on that side note.
No
But
problem.
What is Mo doing now?
Honestly, I picked a side. Like, I realized people heard me talk, people saw me on reality TV, but people love me most when I sing. So back in the studio, literally during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, I was like, it's time to get back to singing because I haven't lost my voice and I haven't missed a beat. And I'm not trying to compete with anybody, like with the young artists. I got my own lane, and I realized that the lane that I created still hasn't been like. I'm an R&B singer that has a rapper's name, the tattoos, the hairstyles. I'm like, all that shit is coming back. And people's like, yo, Mom, I'm going to give you your flowers because you've been setting trends for 20. I literally just celebrated 20 years of my first album being
Based
out
on
a
a
couple
true
of weeks
story,
ago. Yeah. So it's like 20 years in the game. A lot of people don't last that long, or they around. You be like, damn, what happened to Shorty? Like, they don't even look the same. Like, I think I look younger, better, more happier,
look the
and
same.
focused now. Yeah. And I ain't had no work done. I think I need to go get a BBL or something.
Yeah, you good. You good, Mo. You good.
You feel me?
Now, did you stop doing music because why did you stop doing music? Let me ask that question.
Because I know when you do radio and reality TV, it's just like, I knew that when I had to do rumor reports or entertainment and stuff, because it was considered a conflict of interest, I knew that when you do radio, you have to be focused on that. So there were times I would have to go on tour, and I would be waking up in the morning and be in a different city, have to broadcast. It's just like, it's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I didn't want to burn myself out. So now that I'm just focused on singing and just like, people just like, yo, Mo, we miss you. And I'm booked and busy and crazy now, like I just came out. Like, people are literally paying me a lot of money. That's why I was like, I'm glad I fell back, because it felt like people was paying me to go away. Now that they miss you, they just like, bitch, what's the ticket? And I'm like, oh, if niggas, rappers, baby mothers is getting it to just sit there, but y'all want me to come sing? Yo, I need that bag. I got 5 kids.
And you got records. You can still perform.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That still transcend and translate well now.
Absolutely.
To this generation. It's crazy. People like, yo, I grew up to your songs. Was just in Atlanta, the day before this. Mm-hmm. And one of the girls, she owns 2 clubs and the shit is lit. Young chick. She
what
was
club?
like,
shout her out. I love the shout out.
Nouveau ATL.
Nouveau ATL.
So it's one in ATL, one in Jonesboro. So I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. I thought it was owned by, I ain't gonna hold you, by a rich white man, because the way it was set up. But it was a young black girl. She was like, I grew up to your music. And she said, when I opened this location, I just had to have you here. So just to see, my song was out when she was like 5, 6 years old. Now she owning 2 clubs and them shits is up and just amazing and beautiful. So I was just like, damn. So
my favorite Mo song, I can't even find on the streaming services, and I be looking for it. Gangsta. Over the,
they took that off.
What was that, Gin and Juice beat?
Yeah.
I got love
and we had a
for these
remix
streets,
with
because these
Snoop
streets
on it.
are part of me.
Yeah.
I'ma keep it gangsta.
Because I guess it, like, we couldn't say gangsta back then, so it was probably scared the consumer. But now you can say, I'm going to kill everybody in this bitch and get away with it. So,
I thought it was the beat because of maybe.
No, we paid for that.
It was a single, right? It was a single.
Yeah.
And we did. Jay Brown hooked it up. Like, that's how when I first met Snoop, he took me to Snoop house with the house in the Cali where the Coyotes is at, where you can't be outside or they will eat your ass up. Mm-hmm. So I did the remix with Snoop, and then I started working with all of them. Like, the doors was open back then, so it's just like, I miss that feeling. Mm-hmm. So I want that again. And everybody just miss showing love and saluting, and so I'm going to run it up.
They need to put that back on the streaming services immediately.
But matter of fact, they just added Based on the True Story, because it was on that album, as well as Meet the Girl Next Door. It got added to streaming sites and digital platforms October of 2020. So for 20 years, yeah.
Oh, so Gangsta's on now?
Yeah.
Don't bullshit me.
Who did that record?
Oh, shoot. Who did Gangsta? I don't even remember.
I thought it was Clue. Wasn't Clue?
No. He just did Superwoman and, like, all the stuff I did, like, with them back in the day. But I forgot. I don't know if it was Chucky Thompson or whoever.
I didn't see Based on a True Story on it.
It's on iTunes. It's on all streaming platforms.
I'm on Tidal.
Oh, for real? It should be on Tidal, because they sent me the link. They was like, yo, I found out that the anniversary.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
Is Gangsta on there? They might have taken it off.
Hey.
This guy's stupid. Oh, this guy's stupid. You know, can we play it right now? Let's play it right now for people out there that haven't heard it. Let's play it. This is Gangsta featuring Snoop Dogg.
Yo, I've been looking for this song forever.
Little Mo.
Yeah.
Now, what? I didn't see your Drink Champs interview. So you talked about Ja Rule and Irv. What did you say about them?
I said good things.
Okay.
20 years ago, when we were touring and running around, I would say I didn't handle the admin the right way. I was hype. Yo, can you get on the song? Can you get on this song? So I was running around. I was the hottest. I was the female Nate Dogg. I was on everybody's hooks. Mm-hmm. But there was one time I was doing promo with them, and they said they wasn't getting paid. But then by accident, the booking agent sent me a deposit to my house, but it was for Ja. And I think back then he was getting like $25,000 a show, but I wasn't getting nothing. And then when Put It On Me came out, I Cry was already on the album. When Put It On Me came out, that was striped on there later. So I'm thinking that, we retiring the record, that my shit gonna be run, like, I'm gonna have a bag. And then my name wasn't on the thing. And I was like, whoa.
So you never got paid for none of those records?
No, and I actually hired Sekou Willie Gary and Associates. He had his son. I tried to like sue and everything. They was just like, it was so much litigation going on with that whole album. It was just like.
So wait a minute. From Put It On Me and all the records that you did with Irv and Jot, you don't get paid no royalties and none of the publishing?
I Cried and for Somebody's Gonna Die Tonight that I did on Romeo Must Die. But later they added in for Put It On Me, I get 2.5%.
Wow.
Yeah. Play my part. Play that song without my part. No, like people gonna be like, nah, it is what it is. Right. So it's just like, I realized then, like, handle your business. But Nori was like, well, do you think Ja might have not have known? I said, you're absolutely right, because he wasn't even at that session. We was at Right Track. Me and Duro was in there. I made everybody get out. I did my part, and I was just, Leo came in there, and they was just like, yo, this record's gonna be out of here. So I thought it was gonna be up, but that was the time where you'd be like 20 years later.
But those are the records that would take care of your family for life, because they still play those records.
Yeah, to this day.
And they're adult appropriate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's just, even to this day, when I perform those records because I've done shows with John, I'm like right before the pandemic, me, him, and Ashanti. And when those songs come on, the way the people, I don't even have to sing it, people still act like it just came out.
Classic.
So, yeah.
Did Ja Irv reach out after the Drink Champs interview? I mean, I know you and Ja already.
Ja actually called Nori while we was at the interview, and he was like, yo, I got more hits. You talking about you? I was like, I'm saying good things, because I realized we was young. We was, 22 years old?
Mm-hmm. Right.
We was babies. Mm-hmm. So we didn't know no better. So now I get it. So now it's just like I handle my business, and I'm glad that, because life is short, and you just never know what's going to happen. We lost a lot of people and things during this whole time. So it's just like, I don't want to go out like that. Just
Absolutely.
Be like, we got these hit records together, and I seen your kids grow up. Like that shit don't sit well with my spirit. So it just got to the point where it's just like, nah, we gonna make this right, and we got a chance to, to bury that. But it's still some people. I just be like, some things disappointed me, but now I'm to the point where I don't even let that get to me no more. That's why I was just like, I'll just do my own music, because even though we have those records together. I was always featured on Ja's records. He was never featured on mine, and I was like, "Damn, I forgot. I never thought about that." You feel me?
But he didn't want to do it, or he didn't want to clear it at the time?
I think it was, Def Jam. Remember, they had that run where you couldn't get nothing on the radio, or nothing on TV. So they just had it sold up. So it's like we could clear it for this, but they wasn't clearing it for that. So it was just like I would rather honestly. They was just lit, and I was signed to a whole nother label, so it was almost like
Elektra,
and Elektra and Def Jam that's like two separate entities, and it was just I was just talking to Court Digger. He used to be on the road with me back then.
I remember Court Digger back on the road.
So it's like just to get these people back in my circle, just be like, because I know your work ethic. I know you're gonna be on time. We was out here 9:30. We was here 9:29. Don't play with her.
You know what's so crazy about Court Digger? I don't think I might have met him one time. But he texts me at least once a week about something. Back in the day. From then till now. And he's very persistent.
He's still the same now as he was then. And like I was just in Atlanta with what's his name? Louis V.
Yeah.
And he was just like, And he was like, yo, he won't have brunch. It was 10 o'clock in the morning. He was like, meet him at 1. We was there. I was just like, one thing he gonna do.
He was like, yo, is Little Mo on time? I was like, Mo will be on time.
I was there. Mm-hmm. I was there. That's one thing. I learned that earlier through my PR. They was just like, as long as you're on time, you'll have longevity. Mm-hmm. When you respect people's time, they're gonna always want you around. So one thing about me is I'm gonna be on time.
What's your relationship with Fab?
I'm glad you asked that question. Mm-hmm. Business wise,
both. I want business and personal.
We gonna always be cool. Mm-hmm. Like we got time in. Mm-hmm. Like before, when he was just spelling his name on Clues mixtapes. I would say now, like I'm gonna be honest. I sent him the record that I got with T-Pain first, like 2 months before, and he didn't get back.
He didn't call you back or nothing?
No. Really? He was like, no, he had texted me back. He was like, I got you, Mo. And I'm like, okay, you want to check? Like, he was like, nah, like, I'm not going to charge you. But he didn't get back. And I felt some type of way. Like, in my spirit, it was just like, everybody, when I go to my social media, Nori even said, he said, when I ask a question, people are like, yo, is Mo and Fab going to ever do something? Before the pandemic, he was doing a tour and I was touring, so we was going to link up. But, things happen and he just ain't get back. And I sent it to T-Pain, and he sent it back like 3 days later.
Did you remind Fab again? Because Fab is a forgetful dude.
I did.
Me and Fab speak all the time, but there's things I ask Fab, and I got to ask him, like, oh, E, my bad, I forgot.
And
All the time.
because I know him, like
so you know Fab, so
yeah,
you
I know him. So, but I was just like, but
You still feel away.
yeah, because it's like you
That's
don't
Fab.
yeah, like send me the vocals at 4:00 like Jay did. Yay, the fuck, you feel me? Or just like, oh shit, I forgot, sis. Like I be forgetting shit, but I don't forget my peoples.
But Fab ain't like that. You know, Fab is the type you can pull up to his crib. And you know where
Yeah.
Fab live. And you can pull up, knock on
Shoot,
the
I
door.
just-
Emily, is Fab home? Fab, I need you to do.
You
Like,
can
he's
Fab
that
come
guy.
outside, yeah.
Tell Fab to come outside. Like, he's that type.
Yeah.
But he forgets.
But I just wanted, because
And I ain't saying, I don't know that situation, but I just know Fab.
yeah, he do be forgetting. And I'm a person, like, I'll show you. I can be like, yo, so you get that record. Like, I understand the studios were shut down. So I just feel that we're in a time now that whatever, listen, it wasn't meant for him to be on it. So I don't have to feel a type of way, because at the end of the day, we have history. But one thing that I do know is that I think that if he and I would have did like a EP, because we have a lot of songs. If we did something, the way people love Missy and Tim, like we have that chemistry. So I'm never gonna let anything come between that. But it's just like, you know, if we never, a lot of people, like every day, when is you and Fab gonna do something? I'll be like, damn,
That
will
make
y'all
great
leave us
music,
alone?
yeah.
Like, it's just certain people. He's November 18th. I'm November 19th. So like people like, yo, I thought y'all was really brothers and sisters. That's the nigga we is. So it's just like, Fab, send the vocals.
Why haven't
Her.
y'all done a project together? That would make so much sense for y'all to do an EP.
I think
or
so too, because
something.
like he running around, like we outside is open and I'm the energy, he's the vibe. It just would make perfect sense. So I don't, like, is he even still doing music? I be wanting to ask him, because I haven't heard him even do, okay.
Yeah, he is. I think he's working on a new project. I think he's like,
Because he sent me
I shouldn't be
something,
saying nothing, but I think he's working.
well, he sent me something last, when the George Floyd stuff happened, rest in peace to him, like, he sent me something, Summertime Shootout. So I remixed it. I was like, listen, the studio not open, but I'm going to sneak in. And I sent it back that next day. And then I guess they went a different direction. So I didn't know where he was, like, if he was doing, like, revamping all the mixtapes and stuff. But it was just like, he going to always be family. But to the world, if me and Fab don't ever do another song together, no, I sent him the track. No, I'm just kidding.
How do you feel when you hear, when you said it earlier, based on a true story, turned 20? Like, how do you feel when you hear that?
Wow.
Well, as my kids say, my son, Justin, I just like, I listen to my kids. I listen to this generation. Be like, well, what do y'all think? My kids don't care, so I be forgetting. They really don't. I be like, yo, people. My son was like, yeah, well, the Shade Room posted me, so I'm more famous than you. I'm the one they want to see. So I'm just like,
What?
oh,
That's
okay.
funny. Remember they posted him singing.
Yeah, and
I forgot.
I posted my album and my song with T-Pain, and he answered his DM and this and that. They ain't posted. I post my son singing. This nigga went viral. We were walking places. They were like, oh, that's the boy from. And then they remember, oh, he was on the thing during the quarantine. I'm like, the fuck, bitch, I've been singing for 20 years. Y'all done made kids off my song, and y'all care about this nigga. But
So you got him for a feature for the, you gonna put,
He actually
charged
doing-
too much. He charged
he
too much.
did. No, I'm serious, because I'm just like, wait, what are you ordering? But he's doing. I honestly am coming back to singing and to the industry, so he'll have a chance, because they're not gonna just give you anything. It don't matter who you are. You're gonna have to work 10 times harder than me, because you're gonna have to deal with the internet, people's opinion, and he's going through. He's like, Mom, I'm a tween, so he's going through puberty. He's about to be 13, so he's going through that stage where I'm just like, I love you, son, but I will beat you the fuck up. Like, he's at that stage where he's just at that weird stage, but you know. That nigga can sing his ass off.
Send
He's
him to
doing all
Uncows. Send him to Uncows. I'll take him out there with Logan and you know.
Oh, he honestly
Send him to Uncows.
such an impression. Like, now he plays football. He does everything. He was just like, yo, he lit. I love that he finds great people and great things to look up to, because it's so easily to be distracted. Because
Absolutely.
there's a time where, like, he was walking around throwing up gang signs. I'm like, you live in the suburbs. Chill the fuck out. You feel me? And I'm like, yo, you can't do that. It's real out here. They're killing kids. Stop playing. And, you know, being in North Philly, I had to get them away from that. So I get it now. They're easily impressed. So I'm glad that he's just like, oh, he played football. Like, I want to try it. And the nigga sing, and he light skinned. What's up?
Good.
I'm not gonna lie, Mo. You done lost your Baltimore accent a little bit. I'm a little mad that them U's ain't
not at
stretching.
all.
I don't hear them U's stretching. I don't hear the U's.
Oh, when people, you know what? Wait, matter of fact, damn, I ain't got my phone, because my son, he just did a drop for me. I'm gonna post it up. He was like, Ariel bet, he get your headphones, the Biplatang, and the molecular seats. He does all of that. So my kids, all that shit is just an act. Like, if you, I'm not from Baltimore, where the wire is. So I'm like outside in the outskirts. So you'll hear the U's and the twos. I don't hear them. But my kids, they talk like, I'm like, oh my God, y'all.
I love it. That's like Jess Hilarious, one of my favorite people, and I just love to hear her
She's
talk.
really straight
Baltimore.
Like the Baltimore IV in her vein, like she drips Baltimore.
Word.
But like with me, I'm trying to, like expand my vocabulary and show people that my rhetoric, transcends. But I could go there and be like, yo, dummy, what the fuck, because everything is. Oh, it is here.
So now Mo, how's the love life, Mo?
Yo, dummy, what the
Ain't
fuck?
one. I love ain't one. And honestly, I love looking at your page to get inspiration. Just like, yo, I'm really to a point where I ain't gotta be attached to no nigga to level up. Like, I really realized, like, damn, every time I used to get irked or upset when somebody be like, damn, bitch, every time I turn around, you with a new nigga. I'd be like, well, stop turning around then. Like, you feel me? But now it's just like, focus on you, Mo. Focus on your glow. Focus on these kids. Because at the end of the day, I'm a single mom of 5. Like, you got to make this shit happen. One thing about me is I'm a hustler. So you just got to make it do what it do.
You think you had a lot of trauma bonds with people?
Yeah. And what's crazy was that's not how I was raised. My parents are about to celebrate 46 years of being married.
Wow, congratulations.
And they're both, thank you. Like, I was like, ain't nobody but Jesus been with somebody that long. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all gonna make it to them numbers. I ain't gonna make them football numbers, because I was just like, damn, after, like, my shit was like 666. I felt like somebody must have worked a root or something like that on me.
Damn, really? Hold on.
Yeah.
There you go. That root.
Yeah.
So listen, hold on. 6 years?
Yeah.
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 That's the devil number, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, that's the mark of the fucking beast. So I was just like, nah, I'm through with all that, because I always see the good in people and I always try to, bring that out. But then it wasn't looking good on to the world. It just looked like, damn, this bitch can't stay married. It's like, nah, I can stay married. Motherfuckers can't stay faithful. And that's not how I grew up. So even when I've never heard my parents curse, I've never heard them argue. Like, we used to play family games where my grandmother used to give my mother like these ugly dresses. And so they were like, if you could, my mom and dad would say, if you could get this dress on, you have to wear it to church. So we have family day, family movie night. To this day, like, I grew up around family. So when I was attracting things that people that wasn't conducive to the way I grew up, that shit started affecting my business and my brand. It's just like, nah, I can't do that. And my kids are the total opposite, because my daughter Heaven, she about to be 19. I'd be like, yo, so she'd be like, nah, you ain't meeting nobody. Like, she so me, but I'd be turning, oh, this my husband. My dad was like, well, okay, well, it is what it is. And I know that if it was hurting me, and then to see what I had to go through the public eye from domestic abuse and from just like drug addiction, like shit like that, like I knew that hurt my family. I was tired of hurting myself and hurting my family. So I literally had to level up. I had to fucking grow up.
Did any of the kids tell you to stop bringing dudes home?
No.
Okay.
Because what's crazy is I would be married to niggas, but my daughters be like they wouldn't be around them. My parents honestly raised my daughters. They was like, we'll just keep them away. And even with my, like, it's just weird. I have a whole husband. My kids wouldn't even
acknowledge him.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's your relationship with your parents?
Great. Like, my dad, he'll text me. Like, our family is so cool and so laid back. And both of my parents are preachers. So when I'm out here running around, those are my biggest supporters. So they know, like, I'm here today.
You a PK?
Yeah, a BK.
Wow.
My dad's a bishop. That's the highest level of apostolism that you can go. So I know right from wrong. All the wrong I did, that was on my own volition. I don't know, my rebellious Scorpio shit that I was on. It's just like, you ain't got to be that way, Mo. So the fact that I'm still here, still alive, still breathing, still have a fan base, because following the fan base is two different things. I have I be like, oh, these motherfuckers pulled up. Oh, it's up. So I'm not going to ever, I'm not going to ever take that for granted again. I took a lot of shit for granted because I thought it was going to always be around. And I always thought, oh, everybody going to know Lil Mo, but sometimes shit don't be lit. So the ones that were there when I was at a dark, low point, because it gets real for everybody in life. It don't matter how much money you have. When you hit rock bottom mentally, emotionally, and in your heart, you just like, the fuck. And remember that time I was here 2 years ago when I told you I had to run out the house, and my manager, he was on house arrest. He out here now. Like, we running around. So just to see, like, people that was there when I was, running for my life, and still there, I'm gonna make sure we all level up. That's one thing about me is I'm a hustler. So,
What did you do anything in regards to your mental health and your emotional well-being? Did you start going to therapy? Did you?
Yes, and because of the pandemic, we had to do it with telepathy.
therapy?
Yeah, and I actually did it with
telehealth.
Yeah, telehealth.
Yeah,
and I did it with my sons because I wanted to be sure that, because. You never know what kids are going through, and I never wanted them to grow up and be like, well, Ma, you got married so many times, and so that made me. And I'm just like, nah, like, whatever my demons or my darkness, I don't want my sins to transcend down to my children. So I was just like, nah. Honestly, after I did marriage boot camp, keeping in touch with Dr. Ish and Dr. V, just like, once you realize who you are, you're gonna, like, the world, like, they'll receive you with open arms. And once I realized, like, you fucking up, Mo. People won't tell you. Be like, yo, sis, like, you shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have said that. I just feel like, well, ain't nobody gonna do shit. You feel me? I was one of those, like, you ain't gonna do shit. And I'm just like, damn, that was kind of fucked up. But, oh, well, I already put it out there. You can't be that way. Sometimes you just gotta know when to shut the fuck up, sit your ass down, and just do your job and go home. But mentally, I didn't realize how mentally fucked up I was because I was always the person front line and joining in people's stuff and like, oh, well, I'm a salute, I'm a show love. And then when that love wasn't coming back or the respect wasn't there, I was just like, nah, I'm not going out like that. I worked too hard, too many years, put too much blood, sweat, and fucking tears, and almost died. Because that's why I'm just like, my manager's like, oh, you ain't got your baby hair stuff. I'm like, nah, fuck that. The reason why this shit right here like this, remember I got bust upside my head? 23 stitches.
What is it?
This is with stitches. So it never grow back. So that's my reminder. I got tattoos and I got the scars to prove that I've been 3 days before my first album came out, June 23rd. Like somebody bust me upside my shit. Like I'm an R&B singer. What the fuck? But now I made
you
it my
business. Fight?
No, I was leaving a club in San Francisco, and it was an R&B night, and a guy just came and was like, "Little Mo." Wow, bust my shit. And I was like, oh, shoot. I was on the West Coast and my dad was on the East Coast and blood was dripping down my head. And I was like, get my dad on the phone because I know he'll pray for me because I was like, I do not want to die.
For what? Just randomly?
Just random. They was like, it was a lot going on that night anyway. Like, I remember I think I did a show, Case was there. It was a couple other artists. People was like, they was just wilding that night. So I don't know if it was a heavy dark liquor night or whatever. The Casamigos, was that out then?
Nah.
Oh, okay. That must
it might have been, but I wasn't drinking.
Yeah, I think it was just Henny back then.
It was just a random person.
Just
Did they catch
a random.
the person? Did he get arrested or nothing?
To this day, like, no. And no. And I just remember damn, I got to get on a flight like this. And remember when Martin Ford, Tommy Hearns, and his head swelled up?
Yeah.
My head swelled up like, I was just like,
2 days before your album came out.
Yep.
And think about that. That's a trauma you probably have never unpacked ever. You just kept it moving.
Yeah, that's one thing about me. Even from my divorces, I didn't realize, like, I literally be like, all right, well, I'll file, get it over with, boom, I'm out. And I never dealt with, like, damn, like, how is this affecting you? How is this affecting your kids? Like, all that shit has an effect. And it's crazy, even stuff from, my childhood, from molestation, but I'm super protective on my kids. Like, nope, you ain't spending like, don't you go. They be like, Mom, why can't we go in people's house? They don't have no, I be like, they can have a dungeon in there. You don't know what the fuck. Don't. Like, you're not allowed, like.
And they don't understand where that comes from. I literally had that conversation with my daughter 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Just sleeping. Why you gonna sleep over their house for? No,
yeah, no,
like,
you ain't
they can come
spending
over
the
here,
night.
but you ain't sleeping over there. Like,
yeah.
Like, no. And then I don't want them over here either.
And I realized I don't know why I started attracting, like, so many damaged people. I think it's because I have a naturally healing nature, so I thought I could really heal everybody. I thought I was like Benny Hinn or somebody, but I'm like, nah, bitch, you're broken. So what the fuck? Like, how was you trying to heal people? And I had to admit that. And once you admit that and stop blaming on people, oh, because of this and that, I was just like, yo, I had to take ownership and accountability for all my actions, the things that I accepted, that I allowed, that I took part in. You know what I'm saying? And that's a hard pill to swallow when you gotta stand in that mirror and be like, yo, like, what you want your legacy to be.
You got to be kind to yourself, too, though, because a lot of those traumas that happen to you are out of your control.
Yeah.
Molestation, getting hit with a bottle, whatever. Like, you know.
And every attack that happened to me was always by a man. And I'm one of the people that people used to think that I didn't, oh, she don't like females. She always taking up for niggas. And I'd be like, nah, sometimes people be doing dumb shit. And I always felt that I had to protect. But it was just like, yo, who protects the protector? Who heals the healer? Who holds the one that's always holding people down? Like, you could go Google it. Go look at half the shit that I've done for people. And I popping up and like showing up and showing out. But then when I be like, yo, can you slide through? Like, nah. So it's just like, if I'm gonna go hard, I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna just stay home. And I was like, nah. There's still so much hustle and drive and focus and money out here to get.
Word up. Do you still hold on to the grief of the past? Have you let that go?
You know what? I still have triggers, and then if I feel like it, and I'm just like, whoa, like I'm 4'11", so I admit that I had a Napoleon complex. Like I always go in a place and just like, how the fuck I'm gonna get in here? How I'm getting out? Like who I might have to with Goliath I gotta slay. Like I always read the room. And then I'll be like, I have to control the atmosphere. I always felt like I had to have a bigger personality and everything. But now I just come and I just sit down, you know what I'm saying, do what I got to do. But it was just a lot of things. I was just always on defense mode. And I realized that was a trauma. I didn't realize I was holding on to that or always thinking it was me against the world. Like I really thought I was Tupac at one point.
Now, I'm going to send you this sermon. Bishop T.D. Jakes gave this sermon this Sunday, and he talked about how, you know, when you hold on to grief for the past, you don't allow yourself to get grace in the moment. And we all got to give ourselves grace. That's why I say you got to be kind to yourself too, man, because a lot of those circumstances are out of your control. Yeah,
and I was just like, and there was a time where I like what Lauren London said when what happened to Nip, when she was like, I got mad at God. Like, there's some things I haven't forgiven God for, and that's deep. So it's just like, woo, before I eat, like, I literally talked to God. And, you know, a lot of people, well, what's your religion? Because we remember you was Muslim. I was just like, you know, I'm to the point now that God is my BFF. Like, you have to have a relationship with God.
Absolutely.
Or your relationship with human. Like, it's not going to mean anything. And the way I deal with God and the way I deal with my issues and things like that may not be the way, you know, people are like, well, what can you give me for encouragement? I'll be like, yo, just keep fucking going.
That's right.
Keep going, because if you quit, like, you just did a disservice to yourself and to God. Like, we literally have free will, like when you realize freedom and shoot, man, I'm not taking nothing for granted no more.
I pray and go to therapy.
Yeah,
you know,
but I've really seen the growth in you. Like I seen all y'all when y'all was young. I remember because they used to try to scare me when you used to work, you know, back in the day, and you know,
who? Tell me.
With Wendy.
Okay, got you.
And they used to be like, well, when you go up there, they're gonna grill you. This, I was like, well, I ain't scared. So I really went in on defense. I was like, yo, he cool as shit. And now to this day, just to honestly, personally see the growth, I'd be hyped. I'd be like, yes, if he could goddamn do it, I know I can. 'Cause, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will be going off and they talk crazy, and I'm just like, me wanting to join it, like, yo, nah, I know his character. Like, don't fucking do that. Stop bringing up that old shit, motherfucker. Bury that shit. Some shit you gotta bury. Motherfuckers will bring up your past and you don't even live there no more.
No,
I don't live in all that old shit. Shit happened. Keep it moving. Shit.
Word.
Now,
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question, right? Now, you have done a lot of joints, right? I'm looking at some of them now. And I'm like, do you feel like people don't respect the stuff that you've done? Like, I'm just looking at all the stuff, like stuff that I don't
Name them off.
Yeah,
Forgetting.
I mean, stuff from, of course, the Jay-Z Parking Lot Pimpin' she did, to
Hard.
Missy Elliott, to, of course, Fabulous, Hot Boy. I didn't know you know she was on Wifey next?
Yo, you know what's crazy?
I did not know that.
The thing I did in Atlanta was me, Nivea, and RL. So after I'm done, I'm like, thank y'all. I'm a little more. RL comes up, so I'm like, oh Lord, what he about to do? Because like I used to be on tour with them, and he was just like, I don't know if y'all know, but he sang it. He was like, that was my sister Ma. I was walking by in the studio because I used to work with KG a lot, and I was walking by. He was like, sis, can you come do these ad libs? And I did that. The songs were ideal. So I just always was in the right place at the right time.
You on Wifey?
She did Hot Boys. You know Hot Boys.
I knew she was on Hot Boys.
Of course, Put It On Me, I Cry. I'm trying to think of some of these Niggas Nature, Pac and Lil Mo.
Yeah.
Pray For Me, Mobb Deep, Lil Mo.
Oh, that was my shit. That was the first song off the
LL Cool J, Lil Mo.
the Infamy album.
Yeah.
Infamous album.
And to this day, like, you know what's crazy too? What happened?
That's crazy.
Because when I told people the story on how I got Superwoman, how initially, because the beat it didn't initially sound like that. But when I did Superwoman Part 2, how that beat was initially for MOP, one Billy Danz, he hit me, was like, yo, sis, like, that's crazy that you remember. Like, I don't forget shit.
That's crazy.
How shit might be for somebody else, but if you're in the right place at the right time, it's for you. So,
Damn, my MOP on Superwoman?
yeah. But because you hear the beat now with the melody, but if you just would have heard the you'd be like, what the
it makes sense.
It's just like a sound that it just was different then. So
Yo, I seen DJ Envy. I was like, when did you do that? But yeah, she did the record on my album.
yeah.
the Ja Rule Vita that Ja charged me a lot of money for.
Oh.
You did Baby Remix. You did Remy Ma. You did Make Me Better.
Everybody.
You did a lot of shit.
Shoot, and we about to do, like, when I leave here, got a call. They're doing the Beatles catalog. They're redoing it. Sony is revamping the Beatles catalog. So they're making it, they sent me 3 songs for me to pick from. So I'm going to re-sing that. So I'm just like, damn, like, the doors is opening. I did Time After Time. That's how I got to meet Cyndi Lauper. So people that, one thing, my mission now is, because I had the old stuff, now it's time to just be like, all right, now we got that in history. Now it's time to make history again, because like the Cyndi Laupers, the Madonnas, the Britney Spears, like Justin Timberlake, they're considered timeless, and they're like my age. Like, let's be real, like everybody's grown now, but with black artists, we put an expiration date on, be like, oh, that old ass, ain't nobody checking for that. Keith Sweat just turned 60.
I think that's changed now, though.
You think?
So too, yeah.
I do too. I think that's changed because, number one, you got a lot of artists who are older who are still active that people care about.
But you know what? Everybody thinks because Versus is out there, and if you don't get picked for that, then they think that you washed. Like, people will tell me, oh, you washed. I'm like, bitch, where? Like, who's the
I don't think that.
You work for Kenmore? How you gonna say I'm washed? Like, people would say that, be like, oh, don't nobody want to hear that. You got one hat. I said, bitch, you better Google it.
But even somebody like Keith Sweat, I know Keith Sweat ain't never stopped touring. Keith Sweat,
At all.
Remember that time
And
we hung
still
out in Atlanta? Keith Sweat said, I tour when I want to. I go get 70 a pop when I want to.
Yo, he gets a bag, because I was on tour with him, and he just like, yeah, we gonna get this money. I'm gonna sing. When I did I worked with him. I did a song called "I'll Trade $1 Million." And so I remember he was like, well, I'm just going to do my part and you sing your part, because my voice going to cut right through. You could do all them background, Terry Mellon and them. I was just like, oh, okay, that's what it is. But Keith, he knows.
He gets it back.
Yeah, and
he's
consistently from that bag from 20, how long he been out, 30 years? He's still getting, oh, well, yeah, y'all could just give me a little 2,500. Fuck that. Keith ain't coming out the house for less than at least 100.
And it was people saying he going to get washed. First of all, he wasn't even expecting Keith to have that catalog. We knew it because we know Keith. But so people didn't know he had the catalog, and they thought he was going to get washed. So when they saw him, they're like, oh, shit.
Damn, it make you feel, it's because it wasn't what he said or what he did. It's how he made you feel. So when you hear them songs, you be like, oh.
That's right.
Like, people want to feel something again. That's why when I do sing those songs, they be like, oh, I didn't even know that was you. Or when I sing them songs and I still sound or even better than I did, oh, shit. So, you know what I'm saying? You just got to get the people warmed up to you again. But honestly, I like the way the industry is going. A lot of people are trying to scare you to be like, listen, these young artists is killing it. And I would love to work with them. That's another thing. It's just like, even though certain people might not have got back, the ones that did, like we run Wiz Khalifa, yo, Wiz, can we just sent it right back like a week later?
Wow.
Like, oh shit. He was like, I want to see you win. I love the way you are with your family. Like, how do you know? Like, that's crazy. Be like, nah, you're Mo. I'm like, really? To T-Pain, Mozzie, 24, Malibu Mitch, goddamn Selma Slim, like all these young artists. And I just saw something, I think like Bia posted. She was like, yo, I love when these, established artists reach back to this, because y'all were once opening acts. Don't ever, talk down on opening act, because there might be a headliner. With social media, you could be a headliner. You could be a week. Get you a good TikTok run. You'll be, hello? It's up.
So you done with reality TV? What if they just wanted to do something following Mo now?
Well, it's crazy. I turned down 3 reality shows during the pandemic, and they must have got PPP loans or something, because they was cutting the check. But I was just like, you know what? Let me get myself together, and I wouldn't totally be against it, but I think like my life is so lit, my kids is so turned, my family is so focused. Like the way it is, I don't want to be on an ensemble cast or something like that, because I know my personality. Like, I'm just gonna try to take over the whole. Like they say in church, I have a takeover spirit, because it's like, oh, y'all don't, like, a lot of these reality stars don't be on time. Like, that shit irks me. So it's just like, just come film me, and they never keep the stuff I want people to see anyway. So I would like want to executive produce, or like, just do some stuff that's like dope. Yeah,
you, your life, your family.
Yeah, like a biopic, but I don't want them to be having them Tyler Perry wigs, because I don't like the way they be doing people hair on the movies.
Like, looking crazy, man. It's that one Charlamagne showed me the other day. Is that Tyler Perry or no?
Oh, that definitely was Tyler Perry.
I hate like
When the guy was like, I tickle your prostate.
And he spun 360, like he spun around like 5 times.
I saw that. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I hate when they do that.
That shit was hilarious.
Like, that's how I'm gonna get you sucker. Like, that's how the Wayans used to do.
But that's how you gotta watch Sisters like a comedy, and it is hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Because I'm like, yo, I just want my shit to be lit and turned. And just like, Like, I honestly love everything. Are y'all still doing y'all family show?
We working on it. You know what it is? It's kind of like what you said. If I can't control the narrative, I ain't doing it. And a lot of times they try to throw curveballs in, and no disrespect, I don't need the money. I want to do it because I want to show a positive black family on TV. And once they start throwing the curveballs and we need to see this, go fuck yourself. We just do it that way. And that's how we are. Because,
I was filming a show one time and my daughters was on. Matter of fact, we was doing Love and Hip Hop and they was like, well, ask your daughters how do they feel about you. Da-da-da. And my daughters would sit there like this. Like, I'm like, ain't no sense in us sitting here trying to make them get mad at me. Because first of all, they know I don't play that. And second of all, my daughter literally was sitting there was like, we done? And I'm like, oh, man, so y'all don't want to be on TV? They was like, nah, we cool. But my son Justin, he with all the dumb shit. Yeah, so I looked on the internet and it said Dad was cheating on you. I said, stop Googling my name. Like, damn. So it's just like, I get it. It would probably, honestly, me and my son, like us together is crazy. Because he's taller than me now. Oh, my God. Gracious. Yeah, it's not hard to be taller than me. The only ones that's short is my soon-to-be 6-year-old, my 9-year-old. The rest of them, like, they think I'm their sister and brother. But it's just like, putting positive, like, shit happens, like, in life. Like, my son be doing stuff, and I be like, yo, shit is real out here. Stop playing. So I don't mind bringing that aspect to it, but trying to make it look like it's beef in the family. It's just like, nah, that's my dad. We don't let the sun wrath go, when the sun go down, don't let no wrath be over this house. We're going to apologize. We're going to say good morning. We're going to be a family because, tomorrow's not promised.
That's right.
So I ain't got no time. I ain't got no time to be sitting out here being mad.
Let's play Mo record.
Let's get to a new Mo record.
Oh yeah.
You want to introduce Mo? You
Shining Star. Yeah, it's like I always call this like Superwoman and Forever Reloaded. So them songs is 20 years old, but Shining Star featuring T-Pain, who literally the day he checked his DMs, he was like, yo sis, because I sent it to him like months before, but he really wasn't checking his DMs. And then he got back with me. He said, I'm in L.A. I got this song I'm about to do with Kalani. Once we get off the night show, they did, I think it was Fallon. He said, I fly back to the East Coast. Let me get a nap, and I got you. And I was like, the last person said that they got me ain't get me. He said, I promise. So when you say I promise, let me see your pinky. Like, I want to know for real, you feel me? I'm like, and he kept his word.
That's what it is.
And I got Fat Man Scoop on it, too. So I sent him it.
I heard that. I caught that. TEW. I caught it.
He had sent it back. His took a little longer to record only because I sent it to him and he had caught COVID when he came back. I think he was there in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. And so for 2 weeks, he was sending, I still have the messages and I could hear like his palpitated breathing and all that stuff. And I'm just like, bro, like, if you feel that you might go to the, like, don't force yourself. He's like, sis, I got you. But he was like, I had COVID before and I caught it again. And he was like, yo, this shit is crazy. I'm on this Dr. Sebi shit. He said, but he felt like he was going to die.
He caught it again, you said?
Yeah. Damn. So while we were doing the record, I was waiting for his vocals to get in and they sent the vocals at 4 p.m. that day. No, just
well, here it is.
Shining Star.
Little Mo, T-Pain, Shining Star. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.